much to be here with me. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. And yeah, I'm excited for what question you have for me.
Before the first fight with Naosha, your career was with ups and downs. So, what happened with that fight? Because we saw a completely different Nonito. What that fight means to you?
I woke up. He woke me up. It was just up and down because I didn't take it very seriously. And after that fight, I was, I guess, obsessed. I want to win. I want to win again. I want to beat him again, or I want to fight him and beat him this time. So I went to the gym and I practiced. I'm always in the gym now, and I train very hard. A lot of ways to improve, not just speed, the power, but techniques. So I was just obsessed. And the difference is I want to win every time now. So he woke me up.
Oh, and is Naosha that monster that everybody says, or not really?
And he's a strong puncher. He's a very strong puncher. I don't believe in monster. If I have to beat a monster, then I have to be a bigger monster. You know, he's a great fighter, and this is why I'm excited for this fight, because it shows my willingness to fight him, and it makes me want to train even more than before.
So, and now, how are you? How is your training come facing this second chance that you have to fight against him?
Well, the training has been, again, a lot more intense, but a lot more smarter. We're doing a lot of techniques, but mainly a lot of power punching, and at the same time a lot of speed. So overall, we're just doing everything better than the last time.
Yeah, which are the details that you have to be uh, in mind to face a fighter like Naosha? Because in the first fight we saw that he punched you on the body, and that hurts a lot. So, which are the details that you have to be in mind?
Well, I just have to be focused. I think the reason I was able to get hit with that punch was I lost focus. And this time it's just maintaining the focus every round, every minute, every second, so that I don't get caught with those punches.
Yeah. What was your reaction when you realized that you broke his orbital bone?
Well, I was surprised because he kept fighting. That shows a lot of heart from him, a lot of courage. But I know that I did a pretty good damage with him. Because I was catching him with a lot of punches.
Yeah. What would you change in this fight that you did that you couldn't change in the first one?
Win. So that's it. I mean, strategy wise, we're putting more strategy.
Yeah.
There's going to be power, there's going to be a lot of that stuff, but winning is to win this fight. That's what I'm taking. And after the Inoue fight, it was just a realization that, like I said, I just woke up. I said, you know what, I can beat these guys. And I went into the gym. I started learning all over again. I started training. I went to the basic of why I didn't do the things that I did in the past. Like after the ups and downs, what was wrong with it, and I dissected those times of why I was performing the way I did, because I just didn't study hard enough. I didn't want to change. This time I'm willing to change. I'm willing to work. I'm willing to listen. And that's what's gotten me so much better. And of course, my trainer, which is my wife, she pushes me beyond than before. And this is why the performance in me is so much more better.
Which is a Rachel's role.
She always pushes me. That's just what wives do. They push their husband. But I think that with her, she just makes me realize. She makes me realize to make a choice for myself. That if I want to win, I have to make a choice to train harder. If I want to win, I have to make the choice to study the fights. So she's giving me a choice to win or not. And it's my action, because no one can tell me what to do. She can't tell me what to do. She can fight me about it, but she can't tell me what to do. She has to make me realize that this is what I want. And in order for me to win it, I have to make a choice to do everything I can to win, which is to study the fight, to train with everyone, to spar good sparring. How can I, to listen? Before, as a champion, we don't listen because we think we know everything, and it came to a point that I have to listen because I don't see myself outside of me, but other people do. And I have to listen to what they think they are. And I try to do that in sparring. I try to do that in training, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but then I have an idea of how to do the things I should be doing.
Oh, nice. Have you ever crushed yourself with a wall because you didn't listen?
I mean, there's a lot of times that, like the Inoue fight, I didn't listen. With the Frampton fight, I didn't listen. With the Darchinyan second time, I didn't listen. There was a lot of things like that, and you suffer because they're giving you advice, but you don't take it. So in experiences you learn, but if not, then it will come again, and when it does, it's gonna be another learning experience. So it's better to learn when you first experience it, or else it's gonna come back all over again.
Yeah, in case you win, because anybody can look forward to an opponent. What's the next for Nonito Donaire?
Well, going after the next champion so that I can be undisputed. That's the goal this year, is to be undisputed. Fight the best, get all the belts. My goal is to be undisputed. And from that point on, I can go up or I can go down. That's something I can do.
Do you think it's going to be easily to cut the weight, to move down?
Yeah. When I fought Inoue the first time, during the weigh-in, the initial weigh-in, I was 116, and so I have to drink a little bit of water so I can be at 117, below 118. So I know I can do it. Yeah, I'm very disciplined. I do a lot of meditation, and in some of my meditation, and in my camp, I do a lot of fasting. So I don't eat anything. I just have water. It's water fasting, for maybe 3 or 4 days. Straight. So making the weight is not a problem with me because I can just do it without eating for a couple of days or for a few days, and I don't have a problem with it, and I still train at the same time. So I drop the weight really easy.
My God, that's a lot. Sorry, but
it's discipline. There's things that we think we can't, but when we start to try is when we start to learn that we can do it. You'll never know until you try something. And fighting Inoue, I know I can beat him this time. I've been there, I know what it is, and I know what to do. But again, in life, when we do try something, we learn. And when we learn, we can either know that we can do it or we can't. But when you try something is when, when like you reach out to me and you keep trying until we're here, right? But that's the effort of trying, right? You'll have an answer. If you stop in one try, then that's it. But that's pretty much how things are gonna be, is in the creation of what we do and the decision that we make. We have to make an effort. We have to make an effort. We have to have an answer. If we don't, if we rely on waiting and not doing anything, then we won't have anything. And this is why I'm so much better, is because I went to seek how to be better again. What did I do that limited me? What did I needed to do to get better? And because I search for those, I reach out for those, and having the intention to grow, that I learn to be here, stronger, better than before. At least that's what I think.
Could you tell me a little bit of your family? You have 2 sons, so how is your routine with them? How do you combine your professional boxer's life with your family?
Well, it helps that my wife is very hands-on You know, when they're like on a Thursday, I'll wake up and I'll take care of the kids. But every other day, she'll wake up and take care of the kids, take them to school, you know. And sometimes, because she's always on a phone call because of her business, she sometimes she won't be able to pick them up, then I'll pick them up. But that's after the training already, so I have no problem. But before the gym in the morning, she wakes up, feed the kids, you know, and takes them to school. And then when they get back, she does the homework, because I'm like, go ask your mom. You know, that's your homework. I can teach you how to box, but you do math. That's out of my league, you know.
Well, but how is your role as a father? For example, Rachel is in charge of school, and
Yes.
you?
Well, I teach, I do the training with them, because every day they train in order for them to get points and rewards and at the end of the week, you know. So they train, they either run, they box, you know, or taekwondo or anything. What I do is I'm the fun dad. I'm the, you know, we play a lot, you know, we play swords, play arrows, sometimes we play video games. I'm the fun guy, you know. So for my kids, they always want to play games with me, you know. So whatever it is, I play a lot with them.
Yeah, guys love play and stay with mom and dad and all of that things. But what they say when you have to fight?
Well, they know that when they're in the gym and I'm training, they know not to ask me any question. They know not to come near me. You know, they know that I'm working, so they understand that part. You know, but you know, they always wish me luck. Like they believe that I'm the best out there. So, you know, and you know, I really appreciate that with them.
What they say when you are, I don't know, would you have a scar or blood or something like that?
Well, my little one would kiss the spot. You know, he's the one with the biggest heart. And the older one, you know, he'll give me a hug, but he'll like try to stay away from me because I got all those scars and stuff or those things. You know, he doesn't like it. You know, everybody, they're both different. But the little one, he's the more passionate one, and he's, you know, he has the biggest heart. The other one has a big heart, but he's just very standoffish when it comes down to like pain, you know. So yeah.
Oh my God, I love kids. I love kids, and I love ask this in any interview that I do, because they really understand what you do, and
Yeah.
they respect it more than other people. They just ask when they have to ask, and then they are silent.
They're very pure. They're very, very pure. One thing I do thing with them is I always say thank you to them, because they always teach me everything. I mean, they taught me so much. Just how to be patient or how to communicate, because I had to teach them how to communicate with each other, because they're the brothers. They fight too much. You know, they're so close in age that they keep fighting. So I have to teach them how to talk to each other, and in doing so, they teach me how to do that, to explain to them, because sometimes I'm very reactive as a fighter, you know, and then I have to relearn how to communicate, you know. So talking to them, I have to talk to them in a different way as I'm talking to everybody else, you know. So talking to them, I have to be in my heart. I have to be in a place where I don't judge them. I don't judge the situation. If you know what I used to call mistake, I call it learning experience now. You know, so when they drop and break a glass, I'm like, listen, you got to clean it up. You know, that's a learning experience. You weren't paying attention. That's why you dropped the glass. Before I would get mad. I'm like, why did you drop it? You weren't paying attention, you know. But that was my old me, because I was taught that way, you know. And then I learned to, you know what? Listen, that's a learning experience. You know, you weren't paying attention because you were looking at your iPad or whatever the case, right? So I talk to them, and they you know, they clean up, they do all this other stuff. I mean, I want to teach them how to be a good human being, but at the same time to be responsible for the things that they do. I've learned a lot from my kids, you know. And then of course my wife, she teaches me a lot how to be responsible. I mean, I think that it helps us, you know, when you come to a realization of who you are as a person, and when one thing that matters most is the family and nothing else. Because for a long time, it was about everybody. I wanted to make everybody like me. I wanted everybody to be happy, you know. And when I started to learn for myself that I need to be happy, therefore everybody can be happy. You know, I think that that's what the missing key to everyone and their happiness is, because they go beyond themselves in making everyone happy, but deep inside them they are not, you know. And all those happiness is, you know, that's why you see all these famous guys killing themselves, you know, because as much as they have all the money and the fame, but internally they are not happy, you know. And I think that it's very, very important to be happy within yourself before you can make other people happy. You know, when you're ready to make people happy, they will be happy authentically, and you'll be happy authentically. And what they learn, you know, and you learn to listen, and you learn to grow from people. You know, like with my kids, I don't judge them just because they're 6 years old or 7 years old or 8 years old. Doesn't mean that they don't know nothing. You know, they're actually the ones to learn from, because they are living the moment. They're living the present. If they don't feel good, they'll tell you. You know, if they feel sad, they tell you. You know, and that's something that we miss as a human being, is we start hiding our emotion. You know, when we started to grow, when we started to grow up, we started to learn how to mask ourselves and not be true to ourselves, you know. And what happens is you get everyone who are complaining about everybody else. Because I guarantee you, if you start to love yourself, like I don't complain about anything, because I have a lot to be grateful for. I have a lot to be happy about. You know, sometimes life doesn't go my way, and that's okay. You know, but that's the thing that we learn as we grow older is, you know, we have to be ourselves.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, because I don't know, you have your family, you have your job, and you give me a little bit of your time. So thank you so much.
No, thank you for reaching out. Thank you for not quitting. Thank you for your energy. You know, this is what it's about in life. Is, you know, when we reach out for something, we'll have an answer. And if we continue to to reach out for it, you might, you know, you might just have success. You know, like they say in the Bible, right? You know, knock and it shall be open, seek and you shall find. You know, and that's something that people forget, is that when people start to want something, they don't reach hard enough, they don't knock hard enough, they don't find it, you know, because they're not willing to find it. You know, when people say, oh, you're older already, but when are you going to retire? I'm like, I don't see myself retiring. Why? Because I'm reaching out to my body's ability to keep going. I'm reaching out to my body's ability to keep learning. You know, in that instance, we have that level of every one of us have that ability to do it. We just have to reach out. We just have to make it happen for ourselves. But the unfortunate thing is people quit before they make it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And yeah,
you.
hopefully everything else. And then to your fans out there, I just want to say thank you for supporting her and for supporting boxing. And keep tuning in, and keep learning and keep growing.